So, I have some questions about the election in Arizona. Maricopa County, they did the secret testing on the machines, which for the Elections Procedures Manual, you were supposed to oversee, do additional testing on. Did you authorize this? Ms. Hobbs? Ms. Hobbs? What about the signatures on the mail-in ballot affidavits? Are you aware of what those look like? They look nothing like the signatures of the voter. Ms. Hobbs, as Secretary of State, you oversaw elections in Maricopa County in Arizona. Give it an effing rest. Is that what you said? I sure did. So,
psychological profile of an individual that they wish to suppress. What it means is they really wish to get him entangled in all kinds of difficulties he can't get out of. Now, a good trait from a human being standpoint may be a very valuable trait to somebody who wishes to manipulate you. For example, suppose you're easy to approach. That's a vulnerability. That's a serious vulnerability. So, one's deep psychological profile is examined in great depth by real experts. And any way that you can be gotten to where you're naive, you don't have who knows international finance? You can be had on a money laundering scheme easily and not even recognize that's what you're in. So any way that you do not have good knowledge, or you do not have ability, or you have a vulnerability, they call them vulnerabilities, then they arrange scenarios just like you would write a movie. In fact, they do it with computers, all computerized. And in this scenario, we write a play where this particular vulnerability is going to be exploited in the target. Now, they keep deep psychological profiles on lots of useful fellows. These are people who basically have knee-jerk reactions or something, or they're radical, or they have some kind of way they interact, which, if could be connected with you, would be in the area we wish the interaction to occur, to get you off into something else totally different from what you're doing. So the next thing you know, here, all it takes to set that up may be a phone call and stimulate the interaction to occur. And then the controllers sit back and watch the game go. It's gaming. But it's just like watching a movie scenario. One of these days we'll probably write a book on gaming and how it's done and what kind of the main games they can use. But I can tell you they're very effective. You can get so many different games from so many different walks of life by so many charming folks who are really oily characters that you would not believe it. And those come at you en masse. And usually they bury you.
What Judge Judy has to say about family court.
And I really felt that the family court was a place that should be acting on the lives of families and children.
The judges.
She said it, not me, but I tend to agree. Let me know what y'all think.
Uphold does not have a cold wallet. They have a hot wallet known as Uphold Vault. The thing with hot wallets is that they are much more hackable because they're connected to the internet. It's also really dumb that they're charging a subscription fee for using this hot wallet. Arculus is cold storage, meaning your crypto is stored offline, off the internet, safer from hackers. And not only that, it's a one-time purchase. You get this once, and you never have any reoccurring fees. So if you would like to get this for yourself, tap that orange button.
I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked, none waived. I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked here and none waived. Today is going to be a different kind of video. We're going to be kind of a little bit all over the place. But the first thing I want to start this video out by asking, why is it that in America, the authorities, the government, the prosecutors, the DOJ can know exactly what's going on in somebody's life as far as like if dangerous stuff is happening, like the girl Allie Carter they keep talking about and saying, oh, well, you know, she's in danger, she's on the run, and you know they're trying to kill her and all of this stuff, right? They be knowing all of this stuff. My question is, what is all of this sitting back sitting back and wait for it to get too late and then come in. What is that? What is that? Like the music artist Tory Lanez. Okay? He got put in jail erroneously because somebody lied on him. Okay? And then once he got to jail, he got stabbed up all of those times. And then after that, conveniently, somebody came forward and said, oh, he didn't do it, I did it. What are we going to do about all of this waiting until it's too late? So, technically, he was put in jail to get stabbed 14 times. To be isolated and killed. So what are we going to do about all these plays? What are we going to do about this? Why we got to wait until everything is too late and then do something? Why do, when y'all get tips and y'all get information about crimes that's going on, y'all run stories, okay, that are not true to cover up the real crime? How come we can't just tell everybody what's going on? Oh, these people got busted doing this. So somebody will get busted for robbing a bank, for going up in a bank, but because of who they are, you just going to say they got a DUI. That's just like one time I was in court in Akron, Ohio, and I went to court because I had just got a brand new Escalade, and the police kept pulling me over. They kept pulling me over, and when I went to court, the judge, she was like, they do this all the time, Mr. McCormick. They do it all the time. And she said, unfortunately, I have to side with them. So, because they pulled me over and said somebody called and said I ran a stop sign. So, when they stopped me, they called the ATF. Okay? So, these guys pulled up and it said ATF on the back of their backs. And then the regular Akron police pulled up, and they all basically they went to all the windows of the car because I had a passenger with me, and they went to the passenger side, went to the driver's side, and and they was just having small talk, looking in the car and I was like, why y'all pull me over? They said, because we got a call that you ran a stop sign. You got a call that I ran a stop sign on a street I was never on. On a street that I was never on. I got a ticket. So they wrote me the ticket. They wanted to search the vehicle, but I wasn't going to let them do that. I didn't have nothing in there, but they just profiled me because of that. I had a $70,000 truck that they felt like, well, why he got that? So they stopped me. When I got to court, I think the judge's name was Judge Unruh or some shit like that. And she was like, Mr. McCormick, you really smart. She was like, but this happens all the time. She said, so here's what we're going to do. Because I told her, I said, this could be like a hustle. I got on the record and I told her, I said, this could be like a hustle because you could throw the ticket out and just charge me court costs. So if you're doing that, a lot of times y'all collecting free money. That's just like renting a house and saying, oh, we accept that applications. It's $100 application fee, and you just keep denying everybody and denying everybody and denying everybody and denying everybody, or saying, oh, you didn't get it, this person got it, just to collect all those fees. So I told her, I'm not paying no court costs. I'm not paying no court costs. I'm not paying no hustle. She said, Mr. McCormick, just slow down. She said, we're going to reduce this ticket from a ran stop sign to a busted tail light. To a busted tail light. She said, I know you didn't have a busted tail light, but a busted tail light comes with no points or anything against your license. So we're going to drop it down to a busted tail light and no fines or no court costs or anything. But I was still upset. I was still upset because I still said, that's a lie that's attached to my name. It's a lie. But if I lie, if I come into court and lie, or if I tell any lies, then that's perjury. Okay, so what is this? What is this? I think we need to start having media, a mandatory media in all family courts, all traffic courts, and all that, because we need to pull the American people need to be able to pull cases back up and see the video and see how the judge did and everything. We need complete transparency. So just like all officers now got body cameras on because they can't be trusted. We need these judges to have all their courtrooms automatically wired with video that we as the people can get with FOIA requests, not the open records request of the state, because they set those up in such a way that they could still tell you no, like California Lottery. When I did a FOIA request to them, okay, they tried to turn it into an open records request. They tried to interpret it as an open records request, and then they cited something from the open records statute of California and said, oh no, we can't give that to you. And so, they have these ways of doing things, but the bottom line is America need to do better. America need to do better. We need to fix all of these little things before America can ever be great. All of these little things need to be fixed because, the Trump administration is working very hard, but we need relief for people who've been gang stalked and targeted and murdered and all that. Like, why is all of that being put on the back burner? Like, we need people to start doing things immediately. When they find out something, why you want to sit back and wait? And then while you sitting back waiting, how come you don't want to properly communicate to the victims? What is all of this? Is all of this just like some sort of game or something? Because it feels like that sometimes. It feels like it's like a Hunger Game or Game of Thrones or something like that. I remember Post Malone, the artist Post Malone. Some of you probably don't know who he is, but there was an artist by the name of Post Malone, and he was saying how pretty much everything is Game of Thrones and Hunger Games now. Everything that's been put into everything. So anything you do, anything real you try to do, is going to be like that. And see, the frustrating thing about America is it's supposed to be the land of the free, but it's not the land of the free. It's the land of the fee, because everything, the only thing you're going to get real things done with is money. Okay? So it's not the land of the free. It's the land of the fee. Okay? The land of the fee. You bribe judges with fees and get what you want. You bribe lawyers with fees and get what you want. That's what people been doing. Okay, and you got all these law books stacked up with all these laws. You got all these expensive law school educations. But when these students get to court, when these students get to start practicing in the court, they're going to find out that it's more about who they know. It's more about who they know and what favors can get done. So since we know that, can we push for the price of law school to be reduced significantly? Because it's primarily charging all of these people all of this money, and most of the time they're not going to be using that information in court. The people who got the best connections and who can bribe the best and bribe the most is going to be at the top. The other ones are going to be bottom feeders. So why are we charging bottom feeder attorneys all of that money to go to school, all of that money to go to law school? So in the future, I'm going to be pushing some things that's going to push for the reduction of law school. Because of how these courts run, and because they make people wait for justice, and because it's really not about the law until somebody fix it, they need to reduce the cost of law school. Okay? Because it's a lie. It's a lie. That's not what they use. So in my experience, I've been in 33 different courts. Okay? I've been through all kind of different courts. All kind of courts. All the way up to the United States Supreme Court. And so far, what I've learned in those courts is a lot of times they will cheat you and ignore you because you have to go through so many appeals process before you can remedy any type of erroneous ruling that they did. And so if the appeals people don't do the right thing, then it's okay. It's just okay, whatever. You see, that's got to change. That has to change. That has to change. It needs to go a little something like this. If I get up right now and I go to the bank and I hand them a note and I tell them to put $50,000 in a bag or else, even though I didn't draw no weapon or anything like that, they're going to come fast. Okay? How come we as the American people don't get that kind of action when we report something? Why don't we get that type of investigation and attention when we report something? Why does it matter who it comes from first before you act? Why is it that if you report abuse in a home that you know is going on, they don't do nothing? But if you call the Center for Missing Children, Missing and Exploited Children, and if they call law enforcement, they're going to do it faster, or they're going to do it. It's a lot of bias and prejudice wrapped up in the law, and a lot of people don't get justice because they probably stop believing in it. They stop believing for whatever reason because it takes a lot of creativity to get justice for some things. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of creativity. And it's a lot when you are going against important people, important institutions, and those institutions could call up their PR agency and just say, I need you to run a news story for about 6 weeks about this. So if you're complaining about something, they run a news story that basically make you look like a liar. And the authorities know about it and they just sit back. They just sit back. They just sit back like, oh. So tell me what it is. I would like to know what it is that allows that. And then when it's too late, when it's too late, what do you do about that? What do you do about that when it's too late? Okay? You don't want to go to court. You don't want to have a fair hearing, fair case. But if we go out and do something, you got all of these people that magically come up out of the fucking woodwork and be in the courts and, oh, this for this case and this for this case. It's full of shit. It's full of shit. It's full of shit. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing as an American to get on video and to talk about certain things. And it's like people in other countries are sitting back like, damn, he's still talking about that, or damn, you still going through that. It shows that our justice system is a piece of fucking shit because it's ineffective. I swear to God, man. I swear to fucking God. If I was running this country, I would know what to do with everything. It'd be like somebody put a fucking game genie in and just... Because a lot of things that make sense to me and a lot of things that I go back and forth with myself about, like, well, if they doing this, why they doing this? Well, if they got to do this, then why they doing this? Like, I love to look at the totality of things, and I could look at unrelated things that are unrelated to a certain issue, and that could tell me if it's on bullshit or not. And a lot of shit is just on bullshit. Like, I don't even believe the stories no more. When I see mothers get up on social media or Facebook or, YouTube or whatever, and they talk about, oh, my son got killed or my son died. From what I know, I automatically think that they involved. Because it's a lot of people that get up on the internet and they fake. oh, my son passed away, or oh, my son is... And the whole time, these motherfuckers done made a deal and knew that that was going to happen and get on and pretend. And it's starting to look like a broken record, especially with the Facebook. It's really disgusting. Like, when I see people, not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, I know how to look at them and I know how to tell if that was on bullshit. When somebody's kid come up missing or dead or beat up real bad by the police, the first people I'm looking at is the mother and the father or whoever had custody. And one might say, well, Mark, well, why you look at, if somebody get pulled over by the police and get beat by the police or get shot by the police and they were unarmed this and they unarmed that, why you gonna look at the parents? Because a lot of that shit come from home. See, y'all don't know. A lot of that shit come from the family. Okay? A lot of that shit come from the family. It's not what you think. And then you get all worked up in your feelings and, oh, what happened? It hit you as a tragedy because it's like, I just seen that person. I just seen that person last week. Or I just seen that person the other day. And they, what? What happened? And in your mind, it don't make sense. In your mind, it don't make sense. In your spirit is telling you, that can't be right. So by the time you hear the story, it's like, okay. But then when you have experience looking at these things and looking at these stories, a lot of these mothers that lost kids, they agreed to lose those kids. And I'm not saying in all situations, but in a lot of situations that I looked at, a lot of times those mothers and fathers agreed to give up that kid. Okay? And then when the tragedy jump off, they get all hysterical or on the news and shit like that. And one of the most dead giveaways is people who have real issues, real authentic issues, real authentic, like real tragic, really tragedy stuff. If it doesn't fall under something that the media can use to spin a certain narrative that's already out there to help them, then they don't care. Like, if they're making a big issue about immigration and deportation, and if I'm an illegal immigrant and I get caught, let's say I get caught stealing at Walmart or something, and I'm an illegal immigrant, or I get caught stealing and mugging somebody at Walmart, then the media is going to want to take that because, again, an illegal immigrant mugged somebody and stole from Walmart and mugged somebody, so it falls in line with pushing the rest of the issues. So if your situation don't relate to any of the issues that's out there, they don't care. We need to stop doing that in America. We need to stop doing that because everything don't need to be about pushing a narrative from either the left or the right. Okay? And see, a dead giveaway, back to what I was saying, a dead giveaway is when somebody is automatically just all over the news. How'd you get clearance from the media? Okay? My brother got killed by the American government and I ain't been on the news one time. Not once. Not once. Why? Because we can't touch that. They need to stop doing that. That saving face shit, they need to stop. Stop saving face. Just tell people what the fuck is really going on. Okay? When regular people get in trouble, they'll put that shit in the paper and say, oh, this person got caught robbing this bank or this person got caught doing this. But when it's these motherfuckers in these agencies, these corrupt judges doing shit and all of this, you want to soften the story up or you want to make it seem like something else. Man, that shit is bogus. That shit is bogus. Why do American citizens, why do the people of America have to need celebrities and need GoFundMe's and need fucking YouTube channels and need TikTok channels just to be heard, just to get justice? What is that? So all the people that are in these jurisdictions that's in charge of law enforcement, they getting free paychecks. They're not doing their work. So what are we gonna do? How do we know? How can we know that the Powerball game and the Mega Millions game and a lot of these lotteries are fraud and stealing money from people, but yet on they go? How? Pam Bondi, how? Just make it make sense to me. I want to know how that worked. I really actually want to know, how can you know for a fact that certain things are happening and certain people did this, certain people faked this, certain people falsified this, certain people rigged this, but you don't come out and say it like that? I'll be waiting for the answer.
So many people pretend to be godly and religious, but their actions show the opposite. The ones talking about being godly seem always to be the same ones that backstab, criticize, find fault in others, are rude and judgmental, lie, and never look at themselves in the mirror. Actions and behaviors always outshine words. So
trend. I just saw a video of a guy pleading to the president to unlock these shipping containers at the port and that everyone deserved to be free. That is.
Girl, are you black and you voted for Trump?
And I am, and I did.
How you doing, Edwin, man? I don't mean to disturb your day, man. Hope you're having a good day, man. Just wanted to ask, man, is there any truth to these claims about the stolen ticket? Is there anything that you can say to us? Well, look, hope you have a good day, and hopefully this legal situation gets resolved.
Look at all these damn people. Look at all these damn people. Look at this shit. Everybody and they goddamn grandmas. Look at this shit. Pages and pages of fucking people. You see that? They all got tricked. And now they here now the people want to hear about it, Betty. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch how life and karma be working? Life and karma be colluding. Look at this shit. And the people want to hear about it, Betty. Look at this shit. Okay. Look at this shit. People from everywhere. Look at this shit. And the people want to hear about it, Betty. Look at this. Look at this. Almost 700 people. Look at this shit. Look. Look at this fucking shit. Look at this damn bullshit. Look at this. Look at this shit. It's still going. Look at this shit. And the people want to hear about it, Betty. Oh yeah, it's about to be hell to pay. Ma'am. Okay. And the people want to hear about it, Betty. Damn.
Everybody, make sure y'all follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook if you're not already following me on Facebook. Please and thank you. You can also follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.